You want it from like Intel side or what?
I mean, the more personal, the better. Would be great. I mean, you're a researcher on the project, is that right?
Yeah.
Or okay. Yeah, sure. Why not? The pitch.
Okay.
Yeah. So So you're Ty Rattenberg, right?
Rattenberg, yeah.
Okay, great. You're Ty committee. So tell us about confrontational computing.
So this is a new project that we're just kicking off right now, and what we're really interested in here is understanding why, even though we know that argumentation is a big part of the way people socialize, both online and offline, it's not something that's understood, at least at the popular level, with online tools. So most of the online tools that talk about socializing are around finding friends, interacting with friends, and while you might have arguments with your friends, we know that a much wider class of socializing is around full-on arguments with or without friends, things around hot-topic issues like global warming, political issues like Reaganomics, or even more personal things like, are my parents hypocrites? We know all these arguments, and a lot of them are taking place online, but we don't have a nice way to talk about the tools that support those arguments. And so this is a big sort of fact-finding project using ethnographic work and some technology design prototyping and probes to look at who's involved, what are they arguing about, what are they hoping to get out of those arguments, and how might we build new tools to support them.
Okay. And who would use such tools? I mean, does this make sense for like governments and nonprofits to sort of kind of get an idea of what the zeitgeist of certain issues are, maybe? Or?
Yeah. So in terms of relating this project back to Intel, one of the ways we've sort of pitched it in-house is that Intel has a lot of PR, I wouldn't say issues, but topics that they have to engage with the public on, certainly around things like the environment. We run big manufacturing plants. They use a lot of water, that use a lot of volatile chemicals and things like that. And there have been ongoing public relations discussions between Intel and the public and government agencies about how Intel does its manufacturing and what impact that has around people. And some of those arguments do take place online, where people are posting blog entries about impacts on their health that they think they're attributing to Intel or whatever. And part of this is really around understanding, well, what are those people trying to get out of it? Are they really trying to change Intel policy? Are they trying to change government policy? What kind of data do they need to really make a point one way or another? So it's really around understanding and unpacking that social dynamic that's happening around there. And yeah, I think there's benefit for Intel to understand public relations and things like that. But I think at a more micro level, when I get online and I'm reading a news article about global warming, am I getting legitimate facts around it? So, can I look at a fact in there that says temperatures will rise by 2 degrees and have it point me to a legitimate source that backs that up or not? And I think sort of building your tools that connect those kinds of information up to people in a much easier, faster, quicker, reliable way would be a big improvement on the way most people do it.
And is the stage of the research such that it's still completely in-house, very theoretical? Well, I mean, obviously I'm sure you have some tools, but it sounds like this is a relatively closed project until
some point. Certainly I think the ethnographic work hasn't really gotten started yet. We're connected with another project going on called Common Sense, which is looking at air quality.
Talked to those guys earlier. That's really cool.
So, we really want to understand the arguments around air quality and how we might engage with the different communities in that argument and support them for whatever it is they're trying to do. And in terms of going public, Rob here is working on a tool called ThinkLink, which is currently in-house, but it's going to go public fairly soon.
Oh, cool.
It's really around, it does this sort of automatic markup of the web as you browse it. So, if I've gone onto a website and I've read part of a news article and it says, temperatures will rise by 5 degrees, and I have a legitimate source somewhere that says that's not true, I might mark that up and say, I think this is wrong, go look at this report. And then if you come and look at that same webpage, you'll see that I've marked that up, and you can go and then find the report that I've linked to. So it starts to build an extra connection structure over the web that really starts to expose the fact that there's information that's contentious and helps you say, it's contentious, but here's where you go and get evidence that says one way or another why it's contentious.
Yeah, cool. Very cool project. Yeah, thanks so much.